Jarvis going to present. So just in case there's questions. Yeah, I'm with the consultant that developed it. Thanks for checking.
Okay.
That day I sent the email, and I think it was yesterday. Oh, yesterday, it was yesterday. Yeah. It's gonna be really long. Right? Just kidding. I'm sitting up by last night. I'm with the app. So I think it's there's nothing new on the laptop. So 2.5 hours of IT. Changing passwords. Then I went to look at my phone and I thought, what's the latest password? I don't know what we're doing.
Right. So much better? Like you got clarity? No, yet.
That's a graduation, like, wedding is Thursday, graduation's Friday, baccalaureate Saturday.
Oh my.
Yeah, so, I'm glad Hildemar got in touch with you.
I am too.
That's the thing, everybody used to say,
So what did you think?
I didn't even hear him.
he's nice and
All right, good evening. We have everybody here, so we'll go ahead and get started. Call this meeting to order, and Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Spencer,
Present.
Councilmember Popescu,
Here.
Councilmember Rigsby,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Daly,
Here.
Mayor Duper.
Present.
We have a quorum. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We did not have a closed session this evening. We will start out with the invocation and pledge of allegiance led by Dr. Spencer.
Let's bow our heads. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for today and for this wonderful opportunity to gather here and provide this service for the city. Please guide us in all the decisions that we have here today. Give us wisdom and help us to understand the needs of the community. Please also bless each and every one and their families that are here, Lord. We ask for your blessings and your protection, and we ask these things in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Mr. City Manager, are there any items to be added or deleted?
No, sir.
All right, that will take us into section 1F, which is the public participation section. Any member of the public wishing to speak on a non-agendized item is welcome to come forward. You'll be limited to a couple of minutes. We may not be able to respond to those items, but you can bring whatever you want up. Madam Clerk, I'm looking. I do not see any speakers. Do you
I
have any?
don't see any speakers.
All right.
We do have someone coming up.
Oh, okay.
Hey y'all, my name is Capri, live in Loma, Linda, obviously. Just wanted to take a few moments of your all's time to just say that we really appreciate with the community garden all the work that y'all are doing. Me personally, I do appreciate it. It's been a great assist. John and his team has been absolutely fabulous. They've been very communicative with what's going on. And I just really appreciate all their time that they're putting into this garden. And I know they're used to other different processes, but they are really being really respectful and really helpful with everything that's been going on. So I do want to bring his team to your guys' attention and just really thank him. And then Emily, my daughter is like, is Emily going to be here tonight? So she really likes Emily. She really enjoys her. And she's extremely helpful and very knowledgeable about everything that goes on in this city. So just want to highlight and thank her as well.
Well, thank you very much for that. All right, we'll move into section 2, which are public hearing items, beginning with our landscape maintenance district and our streetlight district. And this is a continuation from our last meeting. And we already had a presentation on this. We already had a public hearing. So unless there's any further information to be added or questions.
I'll move the item.
Okay, we have a first.
May I interrupt? This is a public hearing, so we have to open and close the public hearing, please.
Okay. Any members of the public that would like to come forward and speak that didn't get a chance to do that last time, you're more than welcome. All right, seeing nobody run down, we'll close the public hearing. We do have a motion. Looking for a second.
I'll second.
All
right, thank you very much, sir. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Motion is to adopt Council Bill R-2026-25 to waive the reading of the resolution in its entirety and read by title only, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Loma Linda, California, ordering the continued maintenance of Landscape Maintenance District Number 1 and confirming the engineer's report and levying assessment for fiscal year 26-27. Please vote. Motion carried. Thank you.
All right, on to section 2B, which is the streetlight assessment district. And real quick, let me just give a background for any of you that are here that kind of wondering why we do this. As each individual neighborhood is built or was built here in the community, there was assessments put into those properties that come onto your property tax rolls that pay for the city maintained areas like the streets and the medians and all that kind of stuff to be taken care of. The problem is in the first 30 or 40 years of our city existence, there were no increases or anything put into those districts so where that money would increase over time. So if your rate was $25 a year back in whatever 1975, that will never increase unless it goes to the voters and the voters decide through a vote that they want to increase it. So what that means is that we as a city have to put general fund money into subsidizing some of those older districts. As newer developments were built, and I don't remember, when did we start this? Probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe? Okay, so as new developments went in, we put, what do we call that term? An escalator in that would automatically go up depending on the cost. And so those parts of the city, it's they're paying for all that stuff to be done around their homes, but the people in the older parts of the community are not. And so we have to take general fund money and put it in. So I know that was like a real long explanation, but that gives you kind of a clue of why we have to do this every year. All right, so 2B, we'll open a public hearing on that. Anybody who wants to speak about that, please come forward. Seeing nobody, we'll close the public hearing and move on to a motion.
Move the item.
Sir?
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Motion is to adopt Council Bill R-2026-26 to waive the reading of the resolution in its entirety and read by title only. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Loma Linda, California, ordering the continued maintenance of Street Light Benefit Assessment District Number 1 and confirming the engineer's report and levying assessments for fiscal year 2026-27. Please vote. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. City Manager, moving on to our 5-year capital improvement plan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, my show every year. So can I have PowerPoint, please? So every year, the city required to do a 5-year capital improvement projects, especially one for the street. They have to do it for the Measure I, and we might as well do it for the whole city. We that is the installation of wall line on Campus Street in front of the hospital.
Do you have it on? I tested it. Let me see.
So we broke down the CIP into 7 different categories, which is the fleet, general buildings, park and recreation facility, sewer facility, storm drain, street and street light, and waters. So we also include the potential funding source. Of course, we try not to use the general fund to fund majority of this improvement. So we go after the grant, the county, the donation, half-cent sale tax, which is Measure I, development impact fee. So I have a list of this program that we've tried to find and use this funding for the projects. So even though it's a 5-year plan, but the project or this, in this particular case is the fleet that was listed for the 2026, 2027. These are the vehicle that was approved for the current fiscal year. And we also listed the vehicle that have potential to be replaced for the future years as a planning purposes, okay? So for example, this year, we plan to replace the old truck, Ford F-150, and the funding come from the water fund, another Ford F-150, also from the water fund, and we plan to purchase a Ford 350 flatbed with a trailer, and the money coming from the park development impact fee. For general building, at this point, is pretty much a routine building maintenance, replacing air conditioning, replacing carpet, and it's a routine building improvement. Park and recreation.
Can you go back one real quick?
Yes.
So in this fiscal year, you have a very low amount that just looks like basically cleaning.
Yes.
But next year, you've got some higher numbers there.
Right. Well, so what happening is for example, the state law now require that we have to put in the electric vehicle charging station. So eventually we had to plan to install that. This past year, we did some electrical wiring for the get ready to EV. This year, we budgeted some money to put in the station, but right now we don't have any electric vehicles, so it's something we have to do. And then typical replacing air conditioning. Again, this is a planning tool. It'd be nice, for example, at the city yard, eventually we need to build a new building. The building at the city yard is probably 50 years old. And it's nothing more than a metal building that eventually we're gonna build a new building in the parking lot and use the existing building as a storage or park fleet and so forth. Park and rec, okay, every year we have budget money for tree planting, and every year, so we've been doing a good job at John Trujillo, been doing a good job planting trees. Art and public place, that's a routine. The money come from development impact fee, art and public places. Lyndon Bailey Park, we plan to put two additional pickleball court. We went after the grant, but we didn't get the grant, so we plan to use the, again, development impact fee to put 2 more court at Lyndon Bailey Park. At Citrus Trail Park improvement, because right now we work with Lennar Home, they're gonna do a lot of grading, make a bigger park, but it's not enough to complete it, so we have to put some park development impact fee money to do some of those additional work. Elmer Digna Park, we plan to put in a rubberized play surface at existing play equipment. At Holder Crooks Park, we plan to expand a parking lot by the dog park, which we plan to do that. City crew would do majority of the work, but then we had to find somebody to come out and pave the parking lot for us. The one that we have right now, for example, we use the grinding. When we grind the street, we take the grinding up to the parking lot and spread it 6 inches thick as a base material, and then we pave over it. So that's my plan. And then for a future year, we just have a different location for 100,000, 40,000, and so forth.
And this is just to point out, this is just a plan. This is not necessarily what we're going to be able to do financially.
For this fiscal year, what we plan to do this, and none of this is general fund, by the way.
A lot of comments that come up specifically about art in public places. So
Yes.
there were comments recently about if the city is in a financial bind, how can we afford to put art up around the city? Can you answer that?
Yes. So when the funding comes from development impact fee, for example, right now we have accumulated a lot of money from Lennar Home, KB Home, True Mark Home. When they submit the project to the city, they have to pay development impact fee for water, sewer, street, and art in public places. So we utilize that to put in art. And by doing so, we do a lot of work in-house. So we charge ourselves 19.5% from those funding into the general fund.
So just to clarify, so we have development impact fees. We have a bank account that's dedicated to art in public places.
Yes.
Can we use that to buy a fire engine?
No,
Why?
because it's only for art in public places.
So it's legally restricted?
Yes.
Okay.
When we have to hire a consultant to prepare the fee study for each category, and how they did it is we have to come up with a proposed project to be able to, when we have community getting bigger, we have to set the money aside for those facility. And one of them is fire facility. So we have funding for that.
Okay, for art at the fire station.
And for the fire station, for the sewer, for water, and so forth. Good example, the water tank, the 1.6 million gallon water tank that you're going to approve notice completion tonight. The funding came from the water fund for the development impact fee.
Okay, and we can't mix those. I mean, I know the answer, but I'm trying to get you to say the answer.
Right, no. Okay?
Jarb, how will that $2 million building, like what impact fees, how do you afford $2 million building?
We can't. I just put it there.
Yeah, because it's in,
I just put it there so that in the future, they know that, hey, we have demand for it, but right now there's no money. So we just keep moving it for the future years. It's just planning tool, so.
okay.
Sewer pipe, again, a lot of them come from the sewer impact fee and also some sewer fee. For example, this year, we completed the sewer expansion called sewer. We did the sewer pipe bursting down on Rancon and Cañada, which is to help serving when university decide to expand the campus, put in more apartment, they have to put in the money into sewer development impact fee. So we have that money set aside so we be able to expand the sewer pipe so that when they build that apartment that they plan to build, we have enough sewer capacity on those pipe. And in turn, the university will pay the sewer development impact fee to put the money back in that pot. Okay? So for this coming year, we have a section of sewer on University Avenue that have sag. That means the sewer is not flowing right. So we plan to remove and replace. The funding for that will come from the sewer fee, which is for what the resident pay for the sewer fee. Okay. Storm drain. The city has been doing a good job. Tonight, you're gonna approve the notice completion. We just completed this storm drain on Orange Street, just right by KB Home and Ayala Road. Every time it rained, it flooded. So what we did was we put in the catch basin inside the detention basin and bring the storm drain out to tie to the existing storm drain out at California Street. So that project is also completed. You will approve that tonight. So right now, as far as storm drain go, we are in pretty good shape.
And you're going to start doing some pavement rehabilitation over there too, right?
Yes. Okay, pavement rehabilitation. So for 5 years, so the one in purple, sorry. Here it is. So for this coming fiscal year, the one in purple is what we're gonna do. So we have planned to do a grind and pave Lawton from Campbell Street all the way to Mountain View. And we do a series seal on Loma Linda Drive from Lawton to Barton Road. We plan to do a grind overlay prospect from the VA to Mountain View. I was surprised at how many vehicles go down that street.
That's pretty rough.
It's rough. So the projects are out to bid. We plan to have a bid opening next month, a water contract next month. So come new fiscal year, boom, ready to go.
Is that, real quick, is that the size and weight of the vehicles or just the amount of vehicles?
Just the amount of traffic that go in there. I was so surprised in the morning, all the traffic that go into the VA and leaving the VA, and also the apartment complex there on the north side. Okay, we have planned to put in a new water main down on Prospect from Poplar Street to Prospect, and Prospect from Poplar to Benton. And after we completed that project, we will do a series seal Prospect from Anderson all the way to Benton, and Poplar Street from Prospect to Shepperson. After we completed the sewer on the University, when we're going to do a pavement rehab on University and all this subdivision street to the south. That street is in pretty good shape. We did grind overlay a couple of years ago. So what we plan to do is we call a replay, which is a clear coat is similar to Surrey seal, but it's better because it doesn't fade out like Surrey seal. We tried this along the subdivision on the west side of Oakwood 10 years ago, and the street's in good shape. And this current fiscal year, we tried Barton Road to see how it's doing. So it's been doing a good job. So we plan to do that again next year. Same thing with this subdivision. This is Central and Poplar Street. So we're going to pave this street. That's for this coming fiscal year. And then the red is 27, 28. The light brown is 29, 2028, 29, and the blue and so forth. Again, it's a planning tool, and come later this fiscal year, I will go out, drive the street, and say, hey, we might want to move this street up a little sooner. But so far, our city street is in very good shape. So, water. Again, a lot of my routine replacing water meters, meter boxes, the valves, upgrade the SCADA system, Beaumont Avenue. If you remember last year, we installed a new water main because we annexed the area to the east of San Mateo Channel. So we put a new water main. So now we're going to put the fiber optic across the railroad track and the channel and tie to the pipeline and the SCADA system that TrueMark Home put in. We plan to upgrade our well site, Mountain View 1 number 6, replace some pressure reducing valve, and put in the booster pump at Lawton and Campus, and then the pipeline rehabilitation that I mentioned earlier on Prospect, Poplar Street, and install some equipment on Mountain View 1 number 5 and some additional backflow device at Anderson Booster. So this is for this coming fiscal year. All of this funding are coming from either Water Development Impact Fee or Water Fund. I also plan to plan for the future years. One thing that I want to mention is this map, okay? This is a color map. The one in blue is a water main that I have replaced or installed since year 2000. I started working here 2001, so we have been doing a good job at replacing the water main, the old water main. So we took care of a lot of water leaks that we have in the past. So that what I did is I look at this map and ask the staff, okay, where we have water leak. And if we do a lot, then we start schedule for replacement. So right now, for next year, I don't have 2 locations. So we're doing a good job at replacing water main.
Jarb, can we go back to the water?
Yes.
What about the backup generators? How many did you get?
Yes.
We have 2, right?
We bought 4.
We have all 4?
We have bought 4. So the goal right now is to purchase the bigger one, which is hard to find and very expensive to provide at the well itself.
So we have 4 of the small ones.
Small
but
one.
The ones that we requested from the congressman, they aren't coming.
No, we did not get.
But they were the tune of $1 million.
Yes.
So those are the ones that we really need. Is we don't have those, and those aren't in
We have
here.
one right now.
Of the big one.
The big one that a portable that we could just haul it, take it to the different well site.
But what
we should have a permanent one at the big well site. Yes.
So this doesn't include the permanent.
No,
permanent
not for this coming fiscal year. What we plan to do is install a hookup, okay? So that we have to get the hookup ready. When the time comes, we have major earthquake, we can rent one and bring it over to the well site and hook it up.
But can you go back to the slide before? You're going to be scrambling against everybody trying to rent generators. And this isn't just for this fiscal year. This not anywhere up through 2031 that we don't have these generators. And just today, guess what we had here?
An earthquake.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's kind of a concerning that.
Yes.
If we lose power,
yes.
My understanding is 3 days of no electricity, we will not have running water.
That's possible, yes.
It's not just the earthquakes, it's the public safety power shutoffs that they're doing because of the wildfires too.
Yes, and luckily, we have generator at the city hall, at the fire station, at the city yard. So the major facility, we have, we have generator for. For example, the city hall alone, we have two, one for the fire station and one for the city hall and the city yard. So,
Yeah, but for all the residents here, and especially the ones that are seniors and can't get out of there, they will not have.
correct,
I
correct.
think that's something we have to consider in this budget is if we don't have backup generators and we're planning for through 2031, that
Yes.
seems to be a red flag to me.
Yes. Okay, so that's very good. That's a very good point. So I'll be happy to start. Again, this year we budget to put in the connection, and we apply for the grant, and we start set aside some money, and purchase those.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Spencer. I think that's an important one to look at for the future because we've already experienced
Yes.
what happens when we lose power here.
Yes.
And same thing when it went out, everybody in the world was trying to buy generators, and you
Oh
couldn't.
yeah, you can get one.
Yes, and so therefore, I use myself example. I bought one from Costco, and have my generator hook up to the gas. So in case of Edison turn off the power, I can turn on the power using the gas.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, if you would please consider that, look into that, and maybe bring back an item for us. All right. So, any questions from the dais? All right. I guess we'll take a motion.
It's a
Is it a
public
public
hearing.
hearing also? All right. Open the public hearing. Come on down. Like the Price is Right.
I know, right? 1001, Bob. Just a really quick note. I do live on University and campus, and they have been working on a lot of stuff going on right now. Totally understand it, totally support it. There was a little bit of hiccups when it first started with the whole water being shut off. We got a notice your water's going to get shut off. Didn't get shut off. I'm like, hey, this is great. And then the next day it was shut off. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I would just, as a resident in that area, because I know you have a lot going on in that area for this fiscal year, to just really try your best. I mean, you guys obviously know it's on the calendar to happen, to really communicate if we are going to lose power, if we are going to lose water. I work from home. I used to work at Loma University. So I rely on having water and electricity. And then my second point to that is because I used to work at Loma University and, walk in and drive in or whatnot, any kind of like construction is like going out like Christmas Eve to go buy all your presents. Like it's horrific. So I would maybe like give a reprieve before you do the next project to kind of like give the staff and visitors at the hospital like room to breathe before you start on a really big project that's going to reroute traffic. Like that would be like a personal selfish request.
just let you know that we, staff,
Mhm.
Miranda and I, we have meeting with university once a month.
Okay, cool.
So it's routine meeting. We go over every project that they have.
Yeah.
I present them with the project that I have, and the same thing from them.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah,
yes.
because once you get one street shut down in that area, it's like forget about it.
Yes, I have to.
I might be sick that
I have
day.
to hold off on paving because of graduation. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Saturdays and graduations are really rough. So yeah, cool. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
Hold my back, so a little bit slow. All right, thanks for having me, guys. Christopher, I think I just have more questions on the planning, the capital plan. One example was the art one you brought up. Who decides on the specific fundings for each of those projects? My question in that example is like, instead of using the dollars for the art costs, you put it towards a different line item on there that may need, I don't know, more services or more care. So like one of them was like the parks, or I forget whatever line that budget was. I think the general theme is your funds are restricted, right?
Yes.
Based on those pieces, but
Yes.
they're not restricted for those buckets, right? You're allowed to appropriate the funds to different projects to fund, correct?
No, if art of public places can only be used for art, not for landscaping in the park.
Right, but I remember that list, there's like 6 items in that list.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, if like the mayor said before, like we're strapped very tight from the general fund, right? We know that. But just because we have money to spend on art, but there's 6 other items on there, why not allocate the funds to the other ones? That's my question.
Yes, and the reason I do that is because right now, for example, we have a lot of money in the pot for art in public places, but because when we do it, we can use part of the overhead, which is 19.5% from those funds, transfer into general fund to manage the projects.
Okay. Yeah. I think I understood that. You said you have funds you can transfer out of that into the general fund.
To manage it.
Just what he's using is general fund money to manage the project and then charging back interest on it. Sort of making
interesting.
Money,
so making money
make
for
money
the
in
general fund. Yeah. Okay.
But so where I think he's going with this is that art in public places is part of the pot under Parks and Rec. Can it be moved to other places within Parks and Rec?
Right, because I think that list had improvements in the park. I think the pickleball was one of them. And I'm like, okay, who decides on who wants a pickleball? Like there's a group of people that wants that in that district, and maybe there's other people that don't want the pickleball and they want, the route fixed in that area. I don't know.
Yes.
But anyways, my point is how to decide the allocation of those.
We have a
costs.
committee called Park and Beautification Committee.
Okay, so the committee basically decides how to decide.
We used to meet once a month, but now we meet every quarters.
Okay.
So, and you with the part of budget committee, you're welcome to attend. I'd be happy to go over.
Yeah. I think my biggest thing, going back to the mayor's or the theme of the city, is you're so strapped from a general fund perspective with the restricted dollars. We should, in my mind, emphasize those dollars spent on things that need improvement for sure, versus like something that makes something looks nice, like art and I don't know what else is on there. So that's my general thought.
But at the same time, I'm looking at Councilman Daly. We still want our city to look nice.
Right.
Yes. So for a lot of things that we can do in-house, my staff would do it in-house.
Yeah.
And so just because we don't have a lot of money, I don't want to have our city look run down. And again, Councilman Daly pick on me a lot about the weeds and trash at the city park. I just want to make sure our town look nice.
Where this is
and maintained
is that it's it's hard because it's mixed messaging and like Chris is talking about. So obviously we just went through an election where there was a debate about our budget, and we know, I mean, there's no arguing the fact that we are in deficit in our general fund. But when people see us put up things like art in public places, it confuses them and they want to know why. When we have an open fire station, why aren't and that's in general terms. Why are we not doing that? We're not doing a good enough job of explaining the restricted monies that we can't use. And so I guess what Chris got out of that, and I'm glad he asked the question, is obviously that money has to stay within the Parks and Recs fund, but can it be used for other things? Say if we had to mow the lawn in Parks and Recs instead of putting up art. And again, it's that misunderstanding with people. We can't say on one hand we don't have money, but yet we're putting up fancy artwork that it confuses people.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think in general terms, that's what I'm getting at. Not just with that pool of funding, but with the other restricted funds. Because when we do the budget, it's obviously just general dollars that are unrestricted, but just consciously in all the other funding buckets. And then the only other question I had, and this is just my understanding of the process, this is just the adoption of capital improvements. That's not actually like approving the full 10 years or 5 years, right?
No, this is planning tools only.
Yeah, okay. So you're just like putting up the framework of like what we would potentially capitalize. And then when the year comes or whatever happens, then you guys go through the
and that's why I brought this forward so that, for example, Councilwoman brought up a great idea.
And the generators, yeah, that's
That,
right.
that, hey, Job, you forgot something. I said, yes, you're right. I need to
And then to put it back or
put
capture
in,
that into
put
the,
in the generators for our next 5 years. And we need to start accumulating that money.
okay,
So therefore, we need to do less pipeline because we have pretty much catch up with the water pipeline. So now we need to set aside some money to put in a new generator. The reason we've been spending a lot of money really was on that new 1.6 million gallon water tank. Now that's completed, now we can concentrate on the generator. If we did not put in that 1.6 million gallon water tank, we cannot build all this new home in the east part of town.
okay. That makes sense. I just had one last comment, and this is understanding too. If the funds don't get used, do they roll in the restriction funds? They can just roll it to the next year, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Government accounting. Ugh.
Yes, because the developers who pay for this, who put the money in the pot, and if you don't use it within 10 or 15 years, they can take
Okay,
it
we
back.
have some time though. Like
Correct.
if there's $3 million sitting that we generated this year, and let's say next year the projects aren't completed, or let's say you defer it because of XYZ, you could still use that $3 million in year 3, or
Yes.
year 4, or year 2, whatever, right?
The ultimate problem with all of this, though, and you talk about government, government
Yeah.
is eventually as projects run out, that money runs out,
You have to-
and it's intended to last forever. So they play the capital improvement. They pay those fees up front, but they're forever fees. We don't ever charge them again.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so wherever that pot of money goes, we have to manage it as best we can
Yeah,
because I have
yeah.
to stretch it.
Stretch it
out.
through. Yeah. Okay.
But then, like Dr. Rigsby said, is that then there's that restriction on it can't last forever.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I was just more thinking of like if a project, let's say you reallocated funds and let's say the pickleball, you don't do it this year, you do it 2 years or what next year or something, whatever. The $300K for that project, you could still either redesignate that to a project below or just push that project. The money would still be there because you didn't use it.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
cool.
I have another question kind of along the same lines.
Can I address this though first? You brought pickleball courts up multiple times. For the last couple of years, I have been inundated with complaints about people that are trying to get on a pickleball court and they're always in use and we need more pickleball courts. So we're facing competing priorities.
Yeah,
here.
I was going to say, I'm actually not a fan of pickleball at all. I'm a big tennis fan. So I'm on the opposite side of that argument. I won't bring that to the table here, but I do know some people like it, and maybe the people in that area generally like it more than other areas. So yeah,
But it's important to explore the concept. So we used general fund money to pay for the salaries for, public works to go mow the lawn at the parks. But
Right.
could we be using Parks and Rec money to pay for that?
The answer is no to do labor, but what we are doing is when we use the storm drain money, for example, to do design, to do the construction management, and that's why the 19.5% that move into general fund is to pay for my salary, pay for my staff who do the inspection, and so forth. So we can what we charge our 19.5%
For everybody who's
for.
listening, you're creating your own bank, basically, right?
yeah.
We're creating our own bank with the general fund, although it's not bringing a ton of money back in. It's
Yeah, you're
capture some of it.
borrowing it, and then you get some money.
Yes,
out of the
for
funds.
a bigger city, when it used to work for the city of San Bernardino, because they're bigger, they have a lot more money in the storm drain fund, in the sewer fund. So we do like in private, when we do a design for storm drain, we actually put in our time card, how many hours you spend designing the storm drain. We can charge that out of the storm drain fund.
But you can't use, just for design,
Correct,
you can't use that for maintenance.
correct.
Okay, so that, it really kind of boils down to our general fund pays for the labor. So we can do all the park improvements we want, but we won't be able to keep them clean or the grass mowed if we can't pay for labor.
Yes.
Again, government math, right?
Yeah, and there's no way. I don't know if this is a legal question. The transfers of the funds to different restrictions.
I think it's a great question.
That's
It can
how does
be
that
even in
work?
an
Like if you
emergency.
have a surplus in the water mains funds, like 10 million. 5 years go by, you finish all your projects, you don't use the 10, you use 7. Could you ask, hey, can we reappropriate these to the general funds? I don't know if that's like impossible. I don't know. That's a question to ask.
Yeah, no. Then the developer will say, hey, you're not spending it,
Refund
give
the
it back
check.
to me. Yes.
Yikes. Okay. Well, okay, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Thank you,
Great
guys.
questions, though. Thank you for.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Jarb, the art in public places, does it have to be like a statue or a standing? Can it be even like if you do a program for children or something like that, where it's
That's a
art
good
in a
one. Yeah,
public
it's
place,
a-
you're doing pop-up
It's a
art.
class or
And it's
something.
with,
Yeah.
children or something like
We,
that.
we did. We work with the Loma Academy. We work with, I tried to work with Bryn Mawr Elementary School, Mission Elementary School to come up with the artwork. Then what we use to wrap our traffic signal cabinet.
So even moving forward, like this 50,000, it might be better to use it as more of that versus like, say, a statue of a donkey.
Yes, and the
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
we try, I have
good.
contact Anna. She's one of the parents at the Bryn Mawr Elementary School. We have tried to contact them. Please work with us. Work with the student. Come up with the artwork. I don't get a lot of
But there
response.
but it might be just like I work with the principal, the vice principal at Bryn Mawr. I have kids at Loma Linda Academy. It may just be kind of coming up with if they had the opportunity to help you figure out a way
Or do a
to
program.
create something,
Yeah.
that they'd have more buy-in.
They
They
probably
wanted
Yes.
would.
to-
Yeah. it'd be
Yes, I approached all 3 schools, Mission Elementary, Bryn Mawr, Loma Academy, even the Korean church. The student from Korean church, the kid from are the one who created the new one at Barton and New Jersey. So
Here's the problem with any art, right? Any art whatsoever. There's people that love it, and there's people that don't.
Yeah,
And-
it makes sense. I like her idea though. Like if you make it an engaged thing, you would bring in a lot of more people from the community that have kids. I know 100 people that have kids. The kid's just blowing up. And if the city puts on a program, I could tell you for sure my wife's going to bring 5 friends with the 2 kids each, and then you have 10 kids right there for your program. And what would be really cool, it's like, oh, the city is doing this, and they're getting your community involved in that perspective versus hanging up a piece of art that's going to be there for 10 years. And it's going to make the room feel nice, but it's not going to feel, the people won't be as engaged in like an example from council member here. So that's a good idea. So anyways.
Just to follow up on my assertion that part of the job of the council is to deal with competing priorities
Yeah.
expressed by the public. I have people complaining to me right now that the parks are not being maintained, and that's a jewel of Loma Linda, and I'm going to address it later in the agenda. And that's where they want to see money going to, is to improve our maintenance of our park system as opposed to programs. So I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong. I'm saying there are competing priorities, and that's part of our responsibility is to sort that out. And we don't always get it right.
Yeah, it's all right. Make a try. Okay, cool.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Anybody else? All right, we're close the public hearing and take a motion on moving our CAP.
I'll make a motion with the updated version, including the generators.
Second.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
I have a question. When we say including the discussion we've had on generators, I mean, I understand that you're going to follow up on that, but that's not, I don't see why that would be part of this motion.
He has to amend it. The motion that I put forward, this plan here has to be amended to include in the water the cost of the big generators that we need.
Okay, I didn't hear the amendment
Real
part.
quick, and I like the motion, just real quick, I just want a point of clarification. I don't think it's the cost, because I think we have the money to purchase them in the fund. It was the availability, right? Or you didn't
They're
plan
not
for
in
it?
there.
right, it's not in there.
It's not
Okay,
in.
so it's not a cost issue, it's just put it in there.
He'll probably have to rework his numbers on the water to add these backup generators.
Yes, but it's not. Because it's so expensive, it's not going to be for the next fiscal year.
No, but this was through 2031.
Correct. We can do that. Yes. So the whole idea is, like Councilwoman said, it's to be 5-year plan. We put in a little bit every years, and so to set aside, just like we have for vehicle replacement program that they work with the budget committee. You want to make sure that we have plan to replace the vehicles when the time comes. So we have that plan.
Okay, I just remember you saying at the beginning when you presented, you said you were not able to find a generator. Did you say that?
Right now, the problem is you have to find it first during an earthquake. What she said, during an earthquake or during the the fire that we had 2 years ago, everybody purchased the generator at the same time. So it's difficult to find one. So when things calm down, it's easier, but to buy a generator, a smaller one. But the big one, they have to fabricate it. They not just have everything that laying down that we just go pick one up. They have to be made. So, but it's a good idea to set aside some money and set the goal, just like we did with vehicle replacement, is to set aside the money. And then, hey, our plan, our goal is 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we will buy one, and we could do that.
We probably have to hurry up and do it. I mean, we probably don't have like Noah and build an ark for 40 years, I think, you know. So I would say, given we had earthquakes today, I would feel more comfortable if we had generators next year.
Okay, so you understood that, and that's part of the motion, and Dusty, you agree with that? Okay. All right. Madam Clerk?
Motion is to adopt Council Bill R-2026-27, waiving the reading of the resolution in its entirety and read by title only, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Loma Linda, California, approving and adopting the capital improvement plan for fiscal years 2026-27 through 2030-2031, with the recommendation to amend the program to include funds for generators. Please vote. Motion carried. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. City Manager, moving on to Council Bill 206-32, and this is a second reading of our resolution approving rate increases passed through from the City of San Bernardino.
Wait. No. You jump.
Did I miss one?
Right now, it's 2D, is 2025 San Bernardino Valley Regional Urban Water Management Plan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped. All right, Mr. City Manager. Let's talk
Okay,
about
so back in 2010, the state Regional Water Quality Control Board mandated that we, which is San Bernardino Valley, the region had to prepare a regional urban water management plan, which in this case, we are working under San Bernardino Valley Municipal Water District. They are our water master who maintain and manage our Bunker Hill Basin, of which our own Mr. Milford Harrison here, he's a chairman of the board. So the state mandate back in 2010 that we have to do this plan. In addition to the urban water management plan, we also have to do the called water shortage contingency plan. And this is for every water agency. And so since San Bernardino Valley Municipal Water District are the one who manage the basin, we, the city of Loma Linda, Colton, Redlands, we work together to come up with this report. There's a total of 8 agencies. There's some agency that decide to do their own, okay? So, but we are part of 8 that work with Valley Water District. So we do it every 5 years. So we have to come up with a study to make sure that we have adequate water to provide to the citizen, to the resident. In addition to make sure that we have water in the basin, we have to come up with a study, what if we don't have enough water, what we plan to do? And again, I have to compliment the San Bernardino Valley Municipal Water District that they have been working very hard to make sure that our basin have enough water during the dry year. So this past many years, they have been working with the water agency in Northern California, where they take the water from the dam, I can't remember the name of the dam, in Northern California and route it down to our Bunker Hill Basin, and we sprayed it and filled our basin. They also, a couple of years ago, went and purchased big pieces of property in East Highland and built a spading basin where they take the water from Seven Oak Dam. When they come down, instead of just put it in the river, we put in the spading basin and backfill it to the Bunker Hill Basin. So based on this report, both the regional and the city of Loma Linda, we are doing very good with regard to the water supply. And we do this every year, but we do it, the way they do it for the whole 25 years, but if we broke it down to 5-year increment, because we can't just expect, hey, we only care about 5 years. Well, we usually plan for 25 years because it costs a lot of money to bring the water down from up north. It costs a lot of money to purchase the land, build a facility. So it's all planning. So anything you want to add, sir? Or a consultant here too. So that's in my.
All right. Any questions? This is also a public hearing. Anyone wishing to come up and talk about our basin? Seeing nobody come forward, we'll close the public hearing, entertain a motion on this.
Jarb, what was the rate increase? Was it 30? What was the % increase to the community residents? Is that not this one? This is separate?
This is just to accept the.
This is not, that they made.
I'll move it.
Madam Clerk?
Thank you. Motion is to adopt Council Bill R-2026-32 to waive the reading of the resolution in its entirety and read by title only, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Loma Linda, California, approving and adopting the 2025 San Bernardino Valley Regional Urban Water Management Plan, and to adopt Council Bill R-2026-33, waiving the reading of the resolution in its entirety and reading by title only, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Loma Linda, California, adopting the Water Shortage Contingency Plan. Please vote.
All right.
Motion carried. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Moving on to the consent calendar. Do you have a motion?
Move it.
Madam Clerk?
Just for clarification, Councilmember Papescu seconded?
No.
No, it was Dr. Daly.
Oh, let me correct that. Thank you. Motion is to approve the consent calendar as consent calendar agenda items as recommended in their respective reports. Please vote. Motion carried. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now we're on to the wastewater increase, section 4A.
Again, this is the second reading that I presented at the last city council meeting. And Councilwoman, your question is, what is the cost increase for the next 5 years? So here it is. So come July the 9th of this year, the increase will be $1.67. July 1st of 2027, the increase will be $2.18. July 1st of 2028, the increase will be $2.32. And July 1st, 2029, it will be $2.14. And July 1st of 2030, it will be $1.88.
Always increase. Do you know the % total overall? What's the % total overall, the increase?
What's the current rate?
Yeah.
I don't have a piece of paper with me. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, in the back. So for right now, the resident, okay, the current is $29.39
Per month.
per month. And then for July 9th, it will be $31.06. July 1st, 2027 will be $33.24. And July 1st, 2028, $35.56. July 1st, 2029 will be $37.70. July 1st of 2030 will be $39.58. Is 29.39.
34.7% increase. That's huge.
That's at the end of 5 years. That's at the end of 5 years.
Yeah, that's at the end of 5 years. And this is with the city of San Bernardino try to borrow money or sell bond to help with improving and upgrading their current facility. So
All right.
What are
questions?
What are the options? I mean, I agree that's a hefty increase over 5 years. What are the options we have? I mean, what do we do if we say no? We turn you down.
if we say no, we have to use general fund money to pay the difference instead of the user to pay for it.
Or disconnect our toilets.
I move the item.
Second.
There's a public hearing. I think we have to.
We still have a public hearing?
Anyone?
Do we still have the facility here?
No, ma'am.
It's not even the building or anything like that anymore?
No.
Chris?
Can you please come up to the podium?
Sorry. For the 3 viewers at home that are watching it.
I just don't understand. I actually don't understand I don't understand it. So we're increasing it from 29 to 39
958.
over 5 years. So 35% increase. And the increase is because the costs are planning to go up from the vendor, or
No,
I don't understand.
as the mayor said last meeting, some kind of stuff rolls downhill, okay? Downhill is San Bernardino. They have a sewage treatment plant just over the freeway that we hook all of our sewage up to. We have to pay them what they charge, or we can't put our sewage into their treatment plant. They borrowed a bunch of money to fix up their sewer treatment plant, and they're raising the rates to cover it, and they're passing it on to us,
Got
and
it.
we're passing it on to the ratepayers.
Okay. All right. So then really it's a matter of
It's just a pass-through.
pass-through of cost. And now the vote is to vote to increase the wage over the 5 years to pay for that. And
Yep.
so what
Yep.
what
And
are
we
the-
used to have a treatment facility here, correct?
But that was like 50 years ago.
But
No.
the-
Before, hold on.
Okay.
Before the city was incorporated,
60 years ago.
before the city was incorporated, there's Loma Linda wastewater district or something that was, and the land is owned by university. So the plan was really put in for the hospital at that time.
So this is the kind of question where someone, they get a bill and they get a notice, hey, my bill's going up, especially like water, for example. It might be a pass-through, but your district person is not going to understand. I think I went walking, I go walking this lady, I asked her, hey, how do you like the city? Because I was trying to figure out, this was like 2 years ago when I was just getting involved. And she's like, my water bill keeps going up. And I'm like, I have no idea why. And it's probably because of like a pass-through cost. And so my thought is, yes, you would, if you say no, you would use basically the general fund to basically cover that cost increase, correct? Do we know how much that would cost to, yeah,
We add about, we have about 5,500 resident,
yeah.
and
So 5,000 times $2 a month is 10K,
It's
120K.
$10 over 5 years. So at the end of 5 years, it would be 5,000 times 10, which is 50,000 a month. It would be $600,000 a year extra
So 600 grand a year
to the general fund if we turn this.
is what it's eventually getting pushed down to the community members,
Yeah.
by adding the cents over time.
Bearing in mind, next year's budget alone, currently, it'll change. But as it sits, we have a $700,000 deficit.
Right.
So this gets pretty tricky.
Yeah, no,
And,
then
and that's why I asked, do we have options
Right,
on a,
right.
on a pass-through? I think I knew the answer,
right.
but it's complicated, and it's going to get more complicated.
And the other items on the
The
ballot.
other thing I wanted
Yeah.
to say is, I think the city does a pretty good job of notifying constituents when there's an increase, trying to explain it. What I can tell you from my district is almost nobody reads those. They pull the bill out and
we talked about
ignore
it
what's
before on
there.
the
All
budget
right.
committee. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it is what it is, but my thought exactly, that's a big jump, 34% over 5 years. And then what happens after the next 5 years? Going to double it again? Not us, San Bernardino. And like, how do you then keep pushing that cost down?
So you can go to San Bernardino City Council and discuss it with them,
Done.
which
I'm going.
I've talked with the mayor about some of this stuff, but
Okay. All right.
And-
Thanks.
And as we discussed last meeting, we could pump our sewage uphill and try to get it into the Highland sewage treatment plant, but their current rates are higher than San Bernardino, so.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
I think,
there's-
that makes sense. I think the theme of it is not just this. It's going to be reflected with other things that go on with the city, like we saw with the water bill. Now it's this bill. It's going to be something else. The costs will continue to get passed through higher. So what as a council committee, what function and levers do we have to help not impact the user, if you will, so big, especially those that are like more retired and they're just looking at their costs keep going up and like, what's going on with my bill? If they get a notice, but they don't really understand what the pass through. I am in finance, so I get it. It's really easy, but not everyone can comprehend that function. So, all right, thank you. That's my comment.
you're right.
and we're
You're
gonna-
absolutely right. And if you find an answer to that question, run for city council because we're looking for solutions.
And we're going to get a portable mic so you don't have to come up anymore.
I mean, nice. Yeah, thank you.
All right. We'll close the public hearing, and we do have a first and a second. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Motion is to adopt Council Bill O-2026-6, waiving the reading of the ordinance in its entirety and read by title only. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Loma Linda, California, establishing wastewater collection rates effective July 9th, 2026, and repealing ordinance number 769. Please vote. Motion carried. Thank you.
And Chris, just because you weren't here at the last meeting, one of the things that I brought up that I would have liked to have seen was us look at some other options. I know we talked about one that could be potentially more expensive, but my thought was we should have been looking at a bunch of other options instead of just going straight to this. But
Subsidize 10% or something.
thank you for bringing up those comments. All right, on to section 4B, which is our Cal Fire codes, our California Fire Code amendments.
Again, this is the second reading. We just update our code.
All right, any questions from the dais on this?
Move approval.
All right,
Second.
we have first and a second. See, I'm just doing it out of caution now because you guys keep saying everything's a public hearing, so I don't think it is either, because we had one last month. We do have a first and a second. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion is to adopt Council Bill O-2026-07, waiving the reading of the ordinance in its entirety and read by title only. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Loma Linda, California, adopting and amending the 2025 edition of the California Fire Code, adopting and amending the 2024 edition of the International Fire Code, repealing Chapter 15.28 of the Municipal Code, and repealing and replacing ordinance number 787. Please vote. Motion carried. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to new business, reports of council members. Okay, reports of officers.
Oh, wait. There's one. The Tom Underwood had emailed me. He said he'd emailed John Trujillo and Don, I think, from the county supervisor, regarding graffiti in the underpass, grocery carts in the wash basin. Yeah, and I think there's another encampment. So I said I would come forward and
Yes, and again, I look at the sheriff. Thank you for they work with us every Thursday. We have a cleanup.
oh, so there's a schedule cleanup of the camps?
Yes,
Every Thursday?
we try every Thursday, and we
Okay.
work with the Hope team with the county.
Okay.
We usually work with them, send them notice to the homeless 3 days ahead of time, and then we go in and clean up. The challenge that we have with the county flood control is we have to work with their schedule. Anything, the 3 shopping cart, because I know I drove by there every day, is in the county flood control channel. It's right in the channel, and the same thing with the wall. But they have been work with us, but because the homeless everywhere in the county flood control facility, if it within the city, right away, we usually take care of that right away. Yes.
But I did hear the trees got trimmed, so I'm sure that's really appreciated because they were making tree forts in the back, so that was good.
Okay, I've got a comment too. We talked earlier, Jarb, that I've driven around the parks. I've routinely run my dog at the Leonard Bailey Park, but I've driven all the parks. And I understand full well that Public Works is understaffed. And that's going to be a challenge I won't be a part of resolving, but not only have I had, the only reason I drove to multiple parks is because I had multiple people talk with me. I know the park or 2 parks I typically use, but the grass can be 10 inches high and multiple dry spots. And, you know, the good news is I haven't had complaints about the bathrooms. I used to hear from that too. So they're taking good care of the bathrooms, but I'm concerned that I believe we're understaffed to handle, what is it, 11 parks we have? And so that's going to be a challenge, but our parks are beginning to degrade. Multiple Holder Crooks, I won't name them all. I couldn't name them all. And I don't blame Public Works necessarily because I've seen them out there working. But it's something that if we're going to preserve our reputation as a wonderful city to live in, we have done a great job of installing playground equipment with padding and so forth to most of our parks. And that's great. But the people that are using those and using the track at Bailey and Holder Crooks are noticing that everything seems to be degrading. So I don't have a solution. And in my role as a leader in the past, I always said, if you bring me a problem, bring me a solution. I'm violating my own mandate. But it's becoming more serious, and we're only in early June. I can only imagine what it'll look like in September. So whatever I can do to help. Okay, thanks.
All right, to reports of officers.
Yes, I have one. Do you want to mention about Floyd Peterson? Okay, so if you remember Floyd Peterson, he was on our city council for 20 years. And his wife passed away, I think it was last month. And her service will be this coming Sunday at the Villa. So at
Saturday.
Saturday,
At the Loma.
the 14th. Yes.
At 6:45. I did email all the council members with the information in the flyer.
Yes. So
And-
I plan to go. I'm sorry, but I
No.
plan to go, and we have a little. It's a compass. A little gift for him. And
Yes, we have a gift for
flowers.
him. I know that on the flyer, the daughters are asking to RSVP, and they did mention within the flyer that that our former mayor, council member Floyd Peterson would be traveling, visiting family members and friends. And so we have a nice gift that we'll give on behalf of the city and probably some flowers as well. And so, but I did email everyone yesterday or maybe it was this morning, with the information. And if you're able to attend, they did ask if you can please RSVP, and the daughter's phone numbers are on the flyer. 6:45 on Saturday, this Saturday at Linda Valley Villa.
Okay, and then one more, which is we plan to adjourn the meeting to, is it June 23rd?
Yes, we'll have a second meeting this month.
And-
It's a
and-
regular meeting date, so we will have a meeting on the 23rd.
Can you explain why?
Yes.
We adjourn off of an item.
I know, but there's an item that
Yes.
he wants to bring up. I want to get clarity on that.
Is another trash rate increase. What happening is we have a contract with CR&R. They can increase the rate equivalent to CPI, Consumer Price Index. And if you remember, 5 years ago, we have a plan, 5-year plan, that if they increase the rate under 4%, then we don't have to mail out the, based on Prop 218, or the notices to all the homeowner and customer, or the law change. What we did?
Well, the law, I don't know if the attorney.
I had to send out
We-
notices. We can't just,
Well, part of the requirements of Prop 218 is we did approve the council approved a multi-year rate increase. So each year we bring it back to council to approve, as long as the rate stays within the threshold, the cap. We don't have to do a citywide mail out. However, we do have to notify the residents, give them a notice. So we sent out another notice to meet the requirements, because one of the recommendations is to put it in a utility bill in advance, but we couldn't do that. So instead, you'll be receiving a notice. We sent a notice out citywide, just informing them of the rate increase. So it's just part of the requirement, so we had to move the meeting date to the 23rd for that item.
So let's be real clear on this. This is more procedural, has nothing to do with the item. We don't have an item on the table. When we talked about items being added or deleted, we didn't add anything. So this is not an adjournment. This is just scheduling a meeting, correct? Okay. Just so we're clear on that. So no, it's all right. So we're scheduling a meeting to handle that particular item. Okay. And you've had enough time to get those notices out, and we have enough time to get responses back?
We've sent them out, and yes, they went up.
It's a set.
No,
sounds like a
we
separate,
mailed out. We did a mail out. We did a separate mail out because we couldn't, what was suggested was doing a notice on the utility bill, but we couldn't get that in for everybody to receive. So we did an actual mail out, for all the residents to receive.
Okay. All right. Anything else? All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys on the 23rd.